Mondays suck. Mondays in 2020 suck even worse. Mondays in 2020, after coming off of an Eagles loss, suck a whole bag of them. Listen, I'm going to start this off by saying the same thing I left off on Twitter after the game, which is there's no such things as moral victories in a loss, right? Right? At least that's what I'm told. I don't prescribe to that. I do believe there's moral victories in football, and I believe that what we saw with the Philadelphia Eagles against the Baltimore Ravens is a perfect example of that. You have a Philadelphia Eagles team decimated by injury. Just decimated by injury. And no reasonable business being even on the same field as Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. 10-point underdogs for the first time since 1999, which coincidentally, Doug Peterson was our quarterback. And somehow, some way, even though going down big the whole game, playing like shit, they don't quit. And they come back in the fourth quarter and almost tie the game. That, to me, at the very least, in a season where we have very little to take away as a positive, that right there, in and of itself, is a moral victory. You want to look at it as a loss? Absolutely there with you. I'm just as miserable as on a Monday. Just as miserable as you are. But you mean to tell me that you can't watch that game and at least take away some sort of positive? Is that what you're telling me? This team is decimated, obliterated by injuries. It's like nothing I have ever seen in my life. And that's coming off of a 2018 season where I was like, God damn, there's a lot of injuries. And then coming off of a 2019 season where I'm like, this is even worse. 2020, holy shit. They're killing off more main characters than the last season of Game of Thrones. Zach Ertz goes down, Miles Sanders goes down, and they're still in the ball game against the MVP, a former MVP in Lamar Jackson? You gotta be kidding me. They ain't got nobody left on that offensive line. There's nobody. I don't even recognize the names on the roster. Who are these people? I'm pretty sure at this point they're just grabbing dudes off the street to play ball. Hi, meet Dan. Dan's your new starting right guard. Dan works the night shift at a Wawa in Kensington. Here, meet Steve. Steve sells day-old pretzels out of a shopping cart on Patterson Avenue after the Phillies games. But Steve's been a little light on the money since, the whole COVID thing happened. So he's your new starting left guard. They had a guy standing in the end zone all by himself just catch a touchdown pass. Named Kroom. Who the fuck is Kroom? I was convinced a cardboard cutout snuck out on the field and caught a pass. And make no bones about it, Carson Wentz led that team to that comeback. Carson Wentz showed the never say die, never quit attitude that it takes to take a bunch of scrubs, a bunch of backups, a bunch of nobodies, a bunch of dudes off the street and lead them against a team that's going to be competing in the AFC for the Super Bowl. Carson did that. All right? And I'm not making excuses for the guy. He's in his 5th year. I'm done babying Carson Wentz, and I certainly have zero problem taking a dump on him when he deserves it. But I have no problem giving him a pat on the back when he's doing the best he can with what he's got. And that's exactly what he showed Sunday. Carson Wentz willed that team to that comeback. You got to give him credit. And look, I'm giving a lot of credit to the offense, but to the defense, you guys did the best you could against one of the most dangerous weapons in the NFL in Lamar Jackson. I thought Brandon Graham had a stellar game. Malik Jackson looks like that top-tier free agent signing that he was supposed to be a year ago. Nate Gary, you suck. I hate you. If 2020 was a picture, this would be it. And I am reserving a bottle of champagne. I don't even drink anymore. I have a bottle of champagne stashed away for the day that Nate Gary is no longer on this team. Calling himself the White Snake. White Snake? White Snake? This is the White Snake getting trucked. Howie Roseman, I am begging you to invest something in this linebacker position. Shut down the quarterback factory. We're enough. There's enough defects out there. All right, sell off the assets, sell the business, foreclose, do whatever you got to do on the quarterback factory, and open up another LLC and start pumping out some goddamn linebackers, okay? Because Nate Gary ain't it. And you can't get to... I saw a report that the Eagles are supposed to be making... Howie Roseman's planning on making moves at the trade deadline? For what? For what? What the fuck could we possibly be buying? Buying at the trade deadline? Sell, 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 sell. The only thing you should be buying right now are linebackers. God, I hate Nate Gary. Was Baltimore probably looking forward to the bye? Yeah, I bet. I bet they were. Did they take their foot off the gas thinking that one was in the bag? Oh, yeah. Yeah, they let us come back. Let's make no bones about it. Did Doug Peterson blow the final 2-point conversion at the end of the game? What kind of play call was that? What the hell kind of play call was that? Yeah, you know what? He definitely blew that one. But if players could make a handful of plays, if Jake Elliott could bang the field goal, if Miles Sanders caught a wide open pass, if Hightower didn't drop one earlier in the game, if players made a handful of plays, we could be talking about a completely different outcome, and we could be having a completely different conversation right now. But listen, good teams find a way to get the job done. Good teams figure it out. Good teams make those plays. This isn't a good team. I don't know if you've been watching or if you've heard, this team is not a good team in its current state. But they still almost got there, and they still almost won. And if you want to sit there and say that there's no such thing as a moral victory and an L is an L, that's fine. I'm not here to convince you otherwise. Frankly, I don't give a shit. But to me, I hang my hat where I can in a season that blows. And almost tying the game against the Baltimore Ravens, for me, not a W, but a moral victory. So next up on Thursday, we welcome in the New York Giants. Allow me to explain the difference between the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. Because right now, the Eagles suck. They're terrible. They're awful. But the reason they suck is because everybody's hurt. We don't have the starting 3 wide receivers that we had going into the season. We might get Deshaun Jackson back for Thursday. Whoop-de-doo. We don't have the starting offensive line that we had going into the season, which we were all pros, Pro Bowlers, and a future Hall of Famer. We got Jason Kelce and a bunch of nobodies off the street. And even the backups to the backups got hurt already. We don't have one of our starting tight ends in Dallas Goedert. We may not have our other starting tight end in Zach Ertz. We may not have our starting running back in Miles Sanders. So we suck because of injuries. The New York Giants suck because one guy got hurt. Saquon Barkley. So we suck because of injury. You guys suck on purpose. And of course, whenever the Eagles play the Giants, that comes with a side of, hey, yo, Cop Bizzle. Now listen, Cop, I'm not going to badmouth you. I'm not going to trash talk you or your Giants. I'm not going to do it this time for 2 reasons. Number one, because I came to you as a man and asked for a favor, and you gave me that favor. And Erock does not forget. Erock does not forget. So that's the first thing. Second thing, I don't think for YouTube views, it's going to be entertaining watching me and you bicker back and forth about whose team sucks the least. Okay? It's like 2 midgets wrestling. It can't possibly be entertaining for the people. However, because you did that favor for me as a man, I'm going to do you a favor as a man and give you the opportunity to win back that hard helmet. Because, Cop, I've been kicking your ass for years. I mean, let's face facts. Let's lay it out there. I mean, this is common knowledge. You can go back. You can look at the videos. The Eagles been whooping up on the Giants, and Erock's subsequently been whooping up on Cop. You know, I said I wasn't going to do it. All right, so here it is, Cop. You have the opportunity, if the Giants beat the Eagles, to win back your hard hat. But, I mean, you got to sauce it up for me a little bit. You know what I mean? You got to give me a little something. So name your terms, Cop. want to hear it. And before I get on out of here, I got to give a very special shout out to all those fans who showed up at Lincoln Financial Field for the first time during the 2020 season. You guys were loud. You guys were noisy. We could hear you. We could hear you over the TV. We saw you banging on those seats during third down. And I got to share this one because my girl Brittany drove up all the way from Baltimore to attend the game. Even though she's living in Ravens territory, she's an Eagles fan. And she shared this video of the team going into the tunnel at halftime.
Hey, 47, you suck! You suck, Gary!
So you guys were loud, you guys were noisy, you cheered them when you had to, you booed them when they needed it, and you know what? I cannot wait to join you on Thursday. I will be in the building for Eagles versus Giants. I can't wait to go back to home sweet home Lincoln Financial Field. And until next time, let's go Birds, and I will see you at the link. No, I'm sorry. One more thing. One more thing before I go. Gonna put a link down in the description selling t-shirts. If you want to get yourself a t-shirt and support your boy Erock, have a little fun, feel free to click on the link below. They're selling Folgamania.